Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2014 Junior Olympics here on CoachesAid.com alongside Olympic gold medalist Jessica Steffens. Greg Meskel here with you poolside at the Avery Stadium at Stanford University. And Jess, we have a full day of water polo, but we're starting things off with one of the more fun divisions out there, the 10U mixed or co-ed. And our first game coming up here is Vanguard and Northwood. And Jess, part of this is just having fun out here. I'm sure you recall your days coming up as a water polo player. You get a chance to play in a game like this. Can you imagine the excitement for these kids playing here for a medal?
Oh, I'm sure these kids are really excited. They've been practicing together all summer, and now they get to be here at Stanford and play in the Avery Stadium. I mean, that is just nuts.
So a medal's on the line here for these two teams, Vanguard in the white caps, Northwood in the dark. And both these teams have dominated on their way here to the championship as we look back through some of the scores earlier on. For the Vanguard team, they're undefeated coming in. They beat Rose Bowl 16-1, MV Polo 14-2, Orange County 20-3, La Miranda 13-4, Shore Aquatics 8-2, and Foothill Red 15-3. So they have really had their way here going through. Keep in mind, this is a Vanguard team that on the boys' side in last session got 3 teams into the gold medal game. We'll pause here for the national anthem. So we're about set here for this one. These two teams are going to begin to play. Vanguard, Northwood. We mentioned Vanguard has gone through undefeated, so is Northwood. They defeated DACA 20-3, Riverside 11-1, Commerce 12-5, Stanford 9-5, and then Shore Aquatics 10-4. Let's take a look at the lineups for each of these squads. First, the Vanguard blue team. Don't be deceived, Vanguard blue, they're on the white caps. Luke Garrett, number 1, Ryder Dodd, Joseph Hurley, Raymond Macias, Carter Locke, DJ Simpson, Kai Cernich, James Rosolas Hill, Zachary Bettino, Samuel McClintock, Cato Ham, Brian Hune, Jay Pyle, Spencer Aiken, and Bo Bradley for head coach Brian Anderson. And then for Northwood, Andrew Barnuevo, Grace Cuzo, Leonardo Giesman, Kenneth Huh, Leela McCarroll, Logan McCarroll, Jagger McManus, Delaney Palmer, Riley Rue, Joshua Selwood, Ethan Tran, Madeline Poisoner, Austin Plunkett, Jacob Tran, and Jacob Carrera. And speaking of Jacob Carrera, his dad, Steve Carrera, the head coach here for the Northwood squad as these two teams are about set to begin. Jess, we're going to see a different version of water polo than perhaps you're used to playing. A little bit of a shorter course, long shot clock, 35 seconds, smaller ball. As you see here, if you're familiar with Avery, you can see on your screen here, this is a much shorter course. What do you think these guys are trying to accomplish here in the early goings of this game, knowing they're probably so amped to even be out here?
Yeah, I'm sure they're very excited to get out there. So first couple minutes are just get out there, play water polo, and hopefully get rid of some of those jitters and nerves and use them for good.
Do you think you've played in Olympic gold medal finals? Do you think even at this level there's some nerves out there?
Oh, absolutely there's nerves. Every time you play in a championship game, there's always something on the line. You're always competing for a medal. And no matter what size the medal or what that medal actually is called, it's always important.
So we're about set here for the opening sprint. We mentioned shorter course, smaller ball, shorter quarters, only 5 minutes here, so a 35-second shot clock. And the officials are ready to begin this one. Here live from the Avery Stadium, campus of Stanford University, final day of the 2014 Junior Olympics, and our first gold medal final is underway. And it's the Northwood team taking things here with Kenneth Huck controlling. And some immediate pressure here from Vanguard, pushing him all the way near his own goal. And an ordinary call there. He may have to retreat to his goalie here to kind of get things started. And a turnover.
Early on, we're seeing some really good defense from this Vanguard team.
We talked about them doing so well in the boys' JOs, and of course mixed here, you have a mixture of boys and girls. In the boys' JOs, they sent 3 teams to gold medals, 12, 14, 16. So this is the next wave here. Some of these athletes as they try and go inside there, ball under, no shot. Ball under is the call, and we'll come back to Northwood. Coaches here, part coach, part traffic cop, just trying to keep everyone on task, moving in the same direction.
You know what this age group is all about is learning and practicing the fundamentals of water polo, right? So what you're going to see a lot of is trying to draw fouls well, trying to set up a good 3-3 formation on offense, playing good defense. That's what we're really looking for.
In close opportunity there for Vanguard. That was Ryder Dodd in close, but taken away by the keeper, Barnuevo, for Northwood. And we'll go the other way. And here's an ordinary called. This is McCarroll controlling here for Northwood. Short course like this, you get 1 or 2 good passes, and that's your counterattack right there. You might get an awesome shot on goal. And they try to get something going there in close. That was Leela McCarroll, but deflected and knocked away. And now Garrett, the keeper for Vanguard, will take over. Here's a look from the outside, thinking about a long shot. Decides against it. That young man from the outside had no problem.
Oh, we got
firing.
a counterattack up here.
Here we go. That was Cernich on the try. Now the long outlet pass. That's McCarroll trying to work his way in. And we'll draw an exclusion. So we'll go against Vanguard. That'll go on Kai Cernich. That was his first. And here's a little 6-on-5 opportunity now for Northwood.
Actually a little bit difficult, I think, to set up a 6-on-5 in this small pool.
Oh, beautifully done from the outside. That's Ethan Tran scoring, and Northwood is on the board first. As sides come even, so 1-0. Northwood goes ahead. You mentioned the 6-on-5. Why do you think it's a little bit tougher to set up?
Well, even though the athletes are smaller in this pool, a lot of what you were looking for, especially in the beginning of a 6-on-5, is space. And when you're playing in a small pool like this, you don't have much space to work with.
On the other end, wow, quick answer there for Vanguard. They waste no time coming down the other end. That's number 8, James Rosales Hill, scoring his first and quickly tied 1-1.
I think we're going to see that a lot today, is goals scored and quickly teams answering back. It's one of the best ways to respond, obviously, after a goal is scored.
On the far side there, a tangle for it. 2:27 to go here in the first. We're tied at 1, Northwood and Vanguard in this 10U mixed final. And there's a turnover into a passing lane. Cernich comes up with it, throws it ahead, looking for his teammate Hurley, who didn't see the ball immediately, but now gets to it. Plenty of time on the shot clock here for Vanguard to set something up. They go the other side of the pool. Working in, double team there, in trouble. Puts it in front, but they get it to the big man, James Rosales Hill. That's 2 now. Something else you see at this age group, right? Everyone's different size. Some kids growing a little faster than others, some are big, some are small. By the time they get to your level, they all might be somewhat the same, but here, some of the bigger kids can really stand out.
Absolutely. I mean, even at the international level, you're going to see a very big difference in size, but a lot of your training, a lot of your mental preparation, your physical preparation can counterbalance that. But at this age, they're not lifting weights.
Yeah, well, at least I sure hope not. 1:47 to go in the first. There's a turnover. Northwood turns it over. Vanguard will take over, ahead 2-1 here. Nice crowd on hand here at Avery supporting this 10U final. The crowd, if you're familiar with JOs, will build as this day goes on. Expect a pretty good turnout by the time we get to our 18 and under girls final at around 4:45 today. Nice field block there.
Gotta love those field blocks.
But Vanguard will stay with it. That was Ethan Tran getting a hand up. Here's a look from the outside. Remember, a long shot clock, so only 22 seconds remaining now. Plenty of time. That shot attempt field blocked again. About a minute to go here in the first. Here's Northwood on the attack. This is McCarroll. There's an ordinary. She'll try from the outside. Almost put that one away. Strong arm there on Leela McCarroll.
What a great look at the cage.
Just off the post. Gathered up by Vanguard. 44 seconds to play here in the first. Big shot, score it. A quick hat trick early for Vanguard's go-to, Rosales Hill. He's got 3.
That was just a power move, Greg. He was far outside the normal scoring zone, and he just turned around and threw that thing in there.
Knows what to do with it. 36 seconds to play in the first. So Northwood scored first. Now Vanguard has come back with 3 straight goals, all from the same player, James Rizolas Hill. Great start for him in this one. Carroll near mid-tank here.
Great look.
Puts it over the top there. 19 seconds to play. A steal. Vanguard able to come away with it and then call for time. So Vanguard will call for time. There was a battle for a near steal there, but goalie was hanging on. That was Luke Garrett with the ball. And Coach Anderson able to get a time, which is 16 seconds left. It's like Northwood maybe disagreeing there. I was hoping to kind of let that play on for a steal possibly.
Yeah, that was a tough call that the ref had to make there, because it looked like there was a timeout being called, but there's also potential ball under being called. It's a tough call.
So a little strategy here with 16 seconds left.
Some refueling as well.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Some water bottles there bigger than some of the kids as they deal those out. Yeah, it's been, today here at Stanford, started out a little overcast, but some of these days this past week, it has been pretty hot here in Palo Alto and the surrounding areas. So good to see our team staying hydrated as we get back to the action here with 16 seconds to play in the first. A 3-1 lead for Vanguard. Took 2 golds and a silver in the Platinum Championship for the boys that wrapped this past Tuesday.
So 16 seconds left. Who do you think is going to have that last shot opportunity?
If I'm putting money on it, it's number 8 there, Rizolas Hill. He has 3 goals already. It's like Northwood trying to maybe keep 2 defenders near him. He's calling for it.
He sure wants it.
He's going to look for something here. Big shot, big save though.
Great block.
1 second left and we'll run out of time. So a great save there by Barnuevo to close out this first period. After 1 in our 10U mixed final, it's Vanguard 3, Northwood 1. We're back after this on CoachesAid.com. Welcome back. Second quarter about to begin here at Stanford University, along with Jessica Steffens, Greg Meskel here, poolside at Avery. CoachesAid.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll have every championship tournament, platinum division gold medal match today. So this match and then be followed by our 12U girls, 14, 16, and 18U here on the final day of JO's 2014. And the opening sprint is controlled by Vanguard. They'll take this one ahead here 3-1 in this final. We mentioned they have pretty much rolled through the competition. Their closest match was an 8-2 win over Shore Aquatics. So they have pretty much had their way here with the competition at JO's, as has Northwood. They have done pretty well. Their closest match, a 9-5 win over Stanford. A few fakes, and then that one dropped in and no one home, able to be taken away by Ethan Tran. And now here comes Northwood on the counterattack, but too much on that pass, and Ryder Dodd able to come pick it off.
So we'll see as we begin this next quarter what adjustments both teams have made, especially Northwood, seeing as how James has been the leading scorer here so far.
Yeah, he's been a tough cover. Outside shot, and then a rebound, and Rizolas Hill stuffs it in, and then gives a flex to the crowd as he heads down the other way because he has 4 goals already. Jess, you're a defender in your playing days. How do you deal with someone where physically maybe you feel I'm a bit overmatched?
It's a tough question, Greg.
Yeah.
There's
Unless you never felt that way. Yeah.
No, of course, you're never completely equally matched with an opponent, but that's what you use your teammates for.
Sure.
And so it'll be interesting to see what strategies the Northwood team comes out with to help their defenders out. But in that situation, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
It's a garbage goal. He just got to the ball quickly and was able to put the shot in.
Oh, but Northwood answers, getting it over to Kenneth Hall real quickly. He puts it away, and it's a 4-2 game, so Northwood After scoring first, allowed 4 straight, and now they've come back here with a goal with 3:51 to go in the second quarter. And no matter the level of play, always huge to get a goal, try and stop the other team's momentum a little bit.
Yeah, and I really like that this Northwood team is they're finding open players. So somehow those players are getting open and their teammates are finding them, which is a really good skill to start learning at this age.
Look from the outside, too much on it on that try by DJ Simpson, a little bit over the goal, not a play. And here's Northwood now, going to restart things on offense with 3:25 to go in the first half. But a steal, near mid-tank, taken away. Cernich with quick hands. He's on the move, pushing this one in. One on none, and
oh, wow.
Tipped out. Nice save. We've seen some nice saves here from Barnuevo early on.
Definitely. But that's one of the best feelings, is to start going on that counterattack after you make a steal like that. Play good defense, get a shot on the goal.
You see a yellow card now awarded to the Northwood bench, so Coach Steve Carrera not pleased with some of the officiating here early. Near steal, but an ordinary called. It will stay with Joseph Hurley for Vanguard. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 22 seconds. Looking inside, a quadruple team leads to an outside shot that's field blocked, knocked down.
Some of the shooting mechanics on these athletes is really impressive. I know that they're only 10 or younger, and the ball's pretty small, but I'm really impressed with how they're shooting right now.
Here's a drive on the far side. Nearly trapped. And a dangerous pass that'll be taken away. And, well, for as good as Rizzolo's Hill has been scoring the ball, Kai Cernich has been aggressive in stealing it, getting out in those passing lanes and really generating some offense for Vanguard. .2:15 to play here in the first half. 4-2 the lead for Vanguard. Looking for more. Entry inside. Big turn, but a contra foul there. Before that shot, Rizzolo's Hill looking for his 5th goal of the day.
A lot of times that's how you play against a tough center like that. You play them close, you play them hard, and just wait for them to make a mistake.
On the other end now, under 2 to play. Here's Northwood on the attack. And a penalty called. Logan McCarroll working his way to the goal, and a penalty will go against Vanguard. And that will go against number 6, that's DJ Simpson. And now here's a chance for McCarroll to get his team to within 1 with 1:50 to go here in the first half. Big save. Knocked down right there by Luke Garrett. And Vanguard turns away that opportunity.
It's pretty tough in any age group to earn a 5-meter, earn that ejection, and then turn around and take the shot. Even though it doesn't look like much, there's a lot of energy and focus that goes into taking one of those penalty shots.
I think at the higher levels, a lot of coaches have a rule kind of, if you draw the penalty, you usually don't take it. They usually bring someone else in, it seems like.
Yeah, it depends, too, on the nature of how you drew it and just the shooter in general.
Sure. 1:15 remaining in the first half, 4-2. Vanguard ahead of Northwood in this 10U co-ed final. There's another free look. A bunch of fakes. That one off the crossbar, but a rebound controlled by Vanguard. From the outside, and that one over the goal, out of play. And the rebound comes back to Northwood. So credit Northwood here. They've seemed to have make some adjustments, kind of forcing Vanguard into some more outside shooting opportunities.
Absolutely. And
ball under the call there. Thought it might have been an ordinary.
So it looks like the Northwood team, as they're dropping back to help Moritz force those perimeter shots, they're also splitting at the top. Another great block.
Yeah, got a hand on that one. A couple of nice ones here from Andrew Barnuevo, the goalie. Just 20 seconds left here in the first half, 4-2. Vanguard is in front. Final possession here for Northwood if they hurry. Going 1-on-2, gets the ordinary there. 6 seconds left, could see a shot. Outside, just off of the bar, and the rebound controlled by Vanguard. A scrum for it, and they won't get a shot off. We'll come to the end of the first half. 2 quarters in the books here at Stanford in our 10U mixed final. Vanguard 4, Northwood 2. We are back with you on CoachesAid.com after this. Halftime complete here at Stanford in our 10U co-ed final. Thanks for joining us on CoachesAid.com, and don't forget to join the social media conversation around these JOs. If you're tweeting or Instagramming about JOs, make sure you add in the hashtag 2014 JOs so you can join everyone else that is sharing their thoughts about JOs here from Northern California. Final day of action. It's our 10U mixed division final, boys and girls, along with Jessica Steffens, Greg Meskel here at Stanford University. And good match here so far, 4-2 Vanguard. It's been the James Rosola's Hill show. He has all 4 goals for Vanguard. Northwood has battled back, trailing at one point 4-1. They came back and got a goal to make it a 4-2 game here. And Jess, we talked at the break, they seem to have adjusted their defensive philosophy here to kind of contain Rosola's Hill.
Absolutely. Not only are they dropping back to double up on him basically when he's in set, but I think that their defense is just more aware of where he is, which sometimes just that mental focus is all you need.
Vanguard controls the sprint, takes a shot right there out of the gate, and that one just off the post. These goals a little more forgiving than your standard higher level goals. The shot may force the cage to bounce back a bit.
It's part of the fun of it. You never know where the ball's going to go.
Exactly. Here's North with their first possession. Dangerous pass there, and it's picked off by Ryder Dodd, and now he's off to the races. Northwood giving chase. Teams have switched ends here. Vanguard in the white, Northwood in the dark. Here's Vanguard. Great steal.
That's a great steal. You know, you make a bad pass or maybe a 50-50 pass, but if you're able to make up for that mistake, that's huge.
That's Leland McCarroll coming over for Northwood to make that steal. Now on the other end goes to Logan McCarroll. He'll drop back, try the lob, and that one just wide right of the goal. And it comes back to Vanguard.
It seems like both of these teams are taking a lot of shots from the outside or the wide spots, and well, I know that they're taking whatever shots they can get. I would really like to see them take more opportunities from right in front of the cage.
Especially the way this goals are set up as we go the other way. Those off the post shots or a bar in, they don't happen the same way on this goal because the goal's inflatable. It can kind of bounce back out. It doesn't have that same hard feel.
Right. It's just harder to make a difficult ankle shot.
After the turnover, now Northwood on the offensive end. Here's Joshua Selwood trying to create some space. Defenders in close.
It's good defense.
Oh, that was an offensive. Cernich right up in him with 2 hands up. Aggressive defense.
I like when good defense gets rewarded.
You would say that, a former defender. 3:05 to play here in the third. A 4-2 lead for Vanguard. Here's Rosola's Hill. Double team comes, and they force the ball under.
Now, he's made that move quite a few times by now, and it works. Because he's big and he's strong, but it looks like the Northwood team is starting to catch on and anticipate that move a little bit.
Turnover on the other end, so we've seen teams now trading possessions here midway through the third. 4-2 the lead for Vanguard. Northwood defense has really come a long way in the last quarter and a half, and now it's just trying to generate their offense. But here's that turn by Rosola's Hill, gets free, moves in, puts it away. And that is the 5th goal now. He has all 5 for Vanguard.
You know, that's just a perfect example of you have a good move that's just a simple backside turn, and he's good at it, knows how to do it, and if you're good at something, then keep on going until they can stop you.
Yeah, and Northwood, for the most part, had figured out kind of an answer, but couldn't contain him that time. 2:30 to play here in the third. 5-2, Vanguard in front. And a quick stoppage here to make sure everyone's caps are tied up. Also, Dodd there for Vanguard on the wrong side of things to kind of help get this game restarted. There's also a learning moment. We talked about it during the 10U girls that happened last week, but the officials here take the time to kind of explain things. So if someone makes a mistake that's kind of a correctable error, they're not going to totally enforce it to affect the outcome of the game. They might stop and say, hey, by the way, you've got to be over here, or we saw it with substitutions, you can't just come in right away. So it's good to see that they're taking some time to educate, not just enforce things right away.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, yes, this is a competition. This is a final game, but ultimately, this is our future, right? And if these athletes aren't learning the right ways to do things right now, right here, then our future is in trouble.
Sure.
So it's very important, especially as coaches as well in practice. Explaining the rules, explaining why you make certain calls is extremely important, especially at this age.
Back to the action here. 2:24 to play in the third. And an exclusion going to go against Vanguard. This will go against DJ Simpson. That's his second. And here's a power play opportunity now for Northwood.
Looks like they're setting up in a 3-3 at this point. Just trying to spread out the defense a little bit.
Going to get a look here on the near side. That shot attempt. Nice save. Luke Garrett tips that one off the crossbar and is able to control it. And the chance for Luke go out among the Vanguard faithful here.
Let's see if he tries to go for that backhand turn again. Yep, there we go.
And he gets the ordinary, gives the defender a chance. Now they go inside of 2 meters, give or take. Another ordinary.
The help just wasn't quite fast enough there.
Shot clock to 4. Outside try, wow, bar in from distance. Rosales Hill with his 6th goal, so it's a one-man show here for Vanguard. And I'm not sure totally how you contain that if you know, you give the ordinary and he just steps back and wings it.
Absolutely. I think it's interesting, you know, with a player like that who's so strong in the center position, but is also a strong perimeter shooter, when he's in kind of that interesting gray area between the 2-meter line and the 5-meter line, when he can't shoot off of a foul, a lot of times you just want to give him a foul, right? But a lot of these kids are too small. They don't quite know how to foul someone that's that much bigger than them.
Sure. So a certain learning experience here for this Northwood team, and Vanguard, they have found their man that can put the ball away and wisely keep going back to him. 1:24 to play in the third, 6-2. Vanguard is in front.
Some good defense there, just popping the ball up as it came into the center position.
Nicely coached Brian Anderson, going to slow things down here. Set up a team offense for Vanguard. Entry inside. And an exclusion called. That'll go against Northwood. And here's a 6-on-5. Quick try and score it for Vanguard. That's Joseph Hurley. So they get someone else on the board.
That's one of my favorite ways to score a 6-on-5. That quick, you earn the ejection, your head's up, you're aware, make that quick pass out, right back into the center player, and goal. Or at least a really great opportunity.
Sure. Delaney Palmer, the excluded player there on that one. And the first goal for Vanguard that wasn't scored by Rosales Hill, so they get someone else on the board here, and they go ahead 7-2. And if you hadn't seen this team play all week long, you're understanding how they put up some of the numbers they did. So strong offensively here, starting with Rosales Hill. Entry pass in. Puts the brakes on. Another save. Luke Garrett again. Give him some credit. He has made some nice stops for Vanguard. 32 seconds to play here in the third.
Both goalies have actually done a really great job today. They've had some good stops.
And there's a steal. Nicely done in transition, Logan McCarroll. And he'll have some opportunities, throws ahead. Here's Leela McCarroll. She'll stop there.
Oh,
gets mugged from behind.
Yep.
There's an exclusion call. That'll be on Cernich, his second. Running out of time, just 5 seconds left. Shot clock is off. 3 seconds. And no shot, no goal. So depending on the time there, if Northwood can win the sprint, they should still be on the exclusion to start the fourth. But we come to the end of 3. It's a 7-2 lead for Vanguard. And we'll take a timeout and return with the fourth here from Stanford. Stay with us on CoachesAid.com. We return with 5 more minutes on the clock here in the fourth quarter of our 10U co-ed gold medal match. It's Vanguard and Northwood, and Vanguard in control right now, ahead 7-2 in large part to 6 goals from James Rizolas Hill, and a standard effort in the goal from Luke Garrett, along with Olympic gold medalist Jessica Steffens. Greg Meskel here with you from Stanford. Jess, you've been in games, you're down, you're into the fourth, looks a bit insurmountable. What's going on in that huddle to try and get people focused on trying to chip away?
It's what you got to do. You just got to refocus. That huddle is all about, okay, given the situation, let's not look at the scoreboard. We just got to execute the way that we've been training and do our best to get some good opportunities on the goal.
Opening sprint is controlled by Vanguard, so there goes the 6-on-5 advantage for Northwood. They would have had that had they controlled the sprint after drawing it late in the third. And now here in a press, trying to generate some turnovers is Northwood. Shot clock to 10 for Vanguard. Inside, big turn, and another flex of the bicep there for James Rizolas Hill, his 7th goal. 8-2 Vanguard in front. And he has done the job here to, barring something unforeseen, shore up a championship for this Vanguard team with 4:28 to play. Quick try and a block out, another save there from Garrett. Northwood is getting looks on goal, but Garrett's making some stops.
Yeah, Northwood is having strong offensive possessions. They're getting position at the center. We've got some drives going on right now. They've got good spacing on offense. Just their opportunities aren't going in as often.
Entry inside and fought for and taken away. Rizolas Hill comes up with it. Under 4 to go here in the fourth. It's an 8-2 advantage for Vanguard. Don't forget, coming up after this, we'll have our 12U Girls Championship. And a contra foul. This will turn things over for Vanguard. Northwood will take over, trying to make up some of the deficit. Oh, wow, and it's an offensive exclusion. You don't see that all that often. That will send out DJ Simpson, and that's his 3rd. And he's done for the day. But all for naught, as it's a turnover. And an exclusion on the other end. And this will send Northwood to the side. Ethan Tran, he's excluded. Now a power play here. Quick shot and score for Vanguard. Joseph Hurley, he's got 2. So Hurley picks up another.
When you've got that lefty in there in front of the cage, if Northwood isn't paying attention, he's just going to be able to get that opportunity off.
9-2 Vanguard in front. 3:09 to play in the fourth. And a commanding lead right now for Vanguard. Don't forget, coming up after this, we'll have the medal presentation for the entire 10U first, second, and third, so hang around for that. And then 12U girls coming after that one. Potentially a big day here for Santa Barbara as they've gotten a couple of their girls' teams into various gold medal finals.
Look at that turn.
Nicely done.
He just did not stop over there.
Aggressive moves there from Ethan Tran, one of the 2 goal scorers on the day for Northwood.
It's one of the most important things in water polo is never give up.
Yes, Northwood team, they're down. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's going to go their way, but they're still out there fighting hard.
Well, a lot of time, Greg, it's that second, third, fourth move is what gets you the call or gets you the goal or gets you the right positioning. Just as we saw here in this exclusion.
Yeah, here's a look. And a goal scored for Northwood. Ethan Tran on the 6-on-5. He buries it.
Some great legs over there, holding the ball up strong. Waited for the goalie to get tired and goal.
Put it away.
Easy as that.
Just that simple,
yeah.
Right?
Wish it was always that easy.
Yeah, right? 9-3, Vanguard is in front, but Northwood getting one back. 2:19 to go here in the fourth. Here's an aggressive move. Ryder Dodd draws the ordinary. They'll make him back it out. Inside, contra foul. And an offensive exclusion on Rosales Hill, so that's his second in the last 30 seconds. A little too physical there. He has the move on the perimeter, Jess, and then he has this other move where he's kind of whipped his head back, and he's been caught there a couple of times.
Yep. It's important for defenders to keep their heads out of that danger area because another goal. Wow.
That's Joshua Selwood putting that one away.
But yeah, that power move from a center is actually, when a defender is sitting right behind the center's head, that's a pretty dangerous spot to be. So I'm glad that Ethan looks like he's A-okay over there.
And an exclusion. So the exclusion business is picked up here in the fourth with 1:48 to go in the game. Grace Kuzo going out. Now power play here for Vanguard. Outside attempt, field
and
block.
Another field block. Man, I love those. Second of the game.
But then a contra foul on Northwood going the other way. This game has gotten surprisingly physical here in the last 4 minutes or so.
Yeah, a lot of times at the end of a game, especially a championship game, when the score is this separated, a lot of times that's what happens, unfortunately.
1:10 to play in the fourth, 9-4. Quick shot, no goal. And they'll turn it over. And Northwood will call for time with 1:06 remaining. And it looks like Northwood's going to get a chance to maybe put in some of their bench players.
Which is great. I think that any experience that you get to have in order to play in a championship game, sitting on the bench even is great experience. But if you get a couple minutes in there, that's great. Who knows? You could be the star player next year.
So some of these young guns for Northwood are out there. Looks like Jacob Carrera has come on, coach's son. Like Jacob Tran as well. 1:06 to play here in the fourth.
As we resume play, both teams are at full strength. 1:06 in the game.
After a timeout, the ball has to start at the halfway point. A lot of times the goalie will come take it, but I imagine at this age group we don't want the goalie coming out that far.
It's a long swim. Less than a minute to go, and Vanguard on their way to winning this one, but I'm sure an exciting moment afterwards. Both these teams are going to get a medal no matter what. And it'll be something awesome they can bring home. I'm sure it'll be pretty exciting, gold or silver. Now here's a takeaway in transition.
He's got an open teammate to his right as well if he needs a little help there.
Oh, lost the handle. Ham had the steal there, was taking it all the way. Had a teammate on the right, but turns it over.
Just another good example of never giving up.
And now Vanguard will call for time. And they'll go to their bench. Get some other players in here. 33 seconds left in the fourth. Coming up next, we'll have our 12U girls final. It's going to be Santa Barbara taking on Trojan. So make sure you join us for that one. Right here on CoachesAid.com.
And the scoring at home for Vanguard, 1-13. We'll be switching back.
Looks like Vanguard has put in a new goalkeeper here. With just a few seconds remaining in this one. Looks like that's Jay Pyle who has come in at goal.
So Northwood has actually sent a couple of their players down to offense, just in hopes, I think, of allowing one or two of them to get an opportunity on the goal.
And now here's going to be a long outlet pass. On the far side.
Great pass.
Nice pass there. Carrera finding Tran. Just 9 seconds left. Shot clock is off here, so likely last possession here for Northwood. Time winding down. They got to make a move here. Put it into the middle.
Pass to the hand.
Here's a look. Time will expire, and they're not going to get a shot off. And Vanguard into the pool to celebrate 2014 10U Co-Ed JO champions. And an exciting time for this team. They finish undefeated, go all the way through, and come away gold medalists, winning 9-4 over Northwood.
This is so fun. Look at their energy. They're so excited. Winning a championship in Avery Stadium. Very cool feeling. I'm sure their parents are very proud.
So an awesome moment here for the Vanguard team. The story, obviously, James Rolas Hill single-handedly 7 goals, and then great defense, too, from the Vanguard team. We saw excellent goalkeeping as well. And for Northwood, they get a couple of goals from Ethan Tran, Josh Sherwood, Kenneth Hull. Nice goalkeeping from Andrew Barnuevo, but at the end of the day, all Vanguard, 9-4. They take this one. And both teams will be getting medals here shortly. Jess, your final thoughts on this 10U contest?
You know what? I thought actually the coaches made, both coaches throughout the game made a few adjustments that definitely changed the outlook of the game. Northwood was trying to keep some extra players on James, but the Vanguard team just continued to put goals away, especially on the 6-on-5 opportunities. And I think that both teams can be very proud of their performance today, and hopefully they'll be back again next year to play for the championship again.
So that'll wrap things up for us here. Vanguard wins it 9-4 and takes the championship over Northwood here in our 10U Co-Ed final. We're going to come back to you here for the 12U final shortly, but for now, enjoy the medal presentation here. For Jess Steffens, Jerry Messel signing off for the time being. We'll be back for the 12U girls final shortly. Stay with us here on CoachesAid.com.